So let's go on. The last area of law that we're going to go over is basically just some miscellaneous crimes. Very rarely tested on both law school and the bar exam. So I'm just going to basically give you the issue and a quick rule of law so we can complete this section for you, the criminal law section. If your professor is really into these, or for example, if your professor gives you any other rules of law besides the ones that we've just went over, always use your professor's rule of law. What you can do is you can use this DVD to fill in some of the blanks. I would say, you know, again, always use your professor's rule of law if he has a different one. Just, you know, give the professors what they want, because that's what's going to get you the grade that you want. So let's go over those last minute kind of miscellaneous crimes. There are basically 5 areas of miscellaneous crimes. Number 1 is extortion. Number 2 is forgery. Number 3 is uttering. Number 5 is morality crimes. And number 6 is crimes against justice. Once again, some miscellaneous crimes are the extortion, forgery, uttering, morality crimes, and crimes against justice. So let's first talk about extortion. Basically, it's also known as blackmail. Extortion really is blackmail. So the rule of law is it's the obtaining property of another by use of future threats of harm. Once again, extortion is obtaining property of another by future threats of harm. Number 2, forgery. The definition is making of a false writing having actual or apparent legal significance. So there's 2 elements. There has to be a false writing, and the writing can be printing also. So just so you know, that typing or used on a computer, developed on a computer. And number 2, it has to have legal significance, okay? Like forging documents, a passport, or forging a birth certificate, for example. Number 3 is uttering. The definition of uttering is the offering as genuine an instrument known to be false with intent to defraud. Once again, uttering, the definition, almost never tested, just so you know this. Definition is offering as genuine an instrument known to be false with intent to defraud. Number 4 is the morality crimes, and we've got 4 morality crimes. The first one is adultery. That is sexual intercourse by a married person with someone other than his or her spouse. The next one is fornication. That's sexual intercourse by an unmarried person. Number 4, bigamy. Entering into a marriage while one is already legally married. Once again, bigamy. Entering into a marriage while one is already married. And number 4 is incest. It's intercourse between close blood relatives. Again, incest is defined as intercourse between close relatives. Number 5, the last area of miscellaneous crimes is crimes against justice. There are 4 crimes against justice. They are misprison, number 1. Number 2 is compounding. Number 3 is perjury. Number 4 is bribery. Now let's go over misprison. Misprison is defined as concealment and non-disclosure of a known felonious activity of another. Once again, misprison is concealment and non-disclosure of a known felonious activity of another. Number 2, compounding, defined as acceptance of consideration in return for one's agreement not to report another's crime. Once again, compounding is acceptance of consideration in return for one's agreement to not report another's crime. Number 4, perjury, defined as false testimony while under oath. Once again, perjury is false testimony while under oath. And number 4, bribery. It is a corrupt payment or receipt of a private consideration for an official act, even a legitimate act. Once again, bribery. It is a corrupt payment or receipt of a private consideration for an official act, basically a governmental act, even if the act is legitimate. All right, so that kind of sums up the end of criminal law. I want to remind you that, again, if your professor has a different rule of law, I always want you to use your professor's rule of law. The purpose of this DVD is just to give you the issues and rules of law, a basic overview, so that you understand and comprehend what's going on while you're reading your cases. It'll also give you a fabulous review for your final exams, and if you are taking the bar exam, it's an absolutely amazing tool to use to give you a very, very good review before you move into your full service bar review class. Okay? I hope this is helpful, and I wish you the best on both through law school and the bar exam. Thanks for watching.